Good morning and welcome to Cappadocia. Slept down the little ridgeline last night and I'm gonna explore Cappadocia today. I'm near Ulcinj, maybe, probably butchering the name, which is one of the more touristy towns up here with a castle, or a cave castle at the top, and then we've got all of these canyons to go and explore, try and find some little cave houses. I can already see a few down there, so yeah, let's go and see what we can find. This is a tough entry to the valley, definitely not made for touring bikes. This is unreal. So each of these valleys has its own name, and this one's called the Valley of Love, and I'll let your imagination tell you why. I'm not sure if the trail that I'm following will get down there, but just down here is a church from 1900 years ago, something like that. Yeah, hoping I can get down, have a look at some of these caves, and then, as I say, the church just there. But I might be following this higher route back. But it's just completely inaccessible looking homes all over the place. One at the pinnacle of there. I'm probably above some right now, but it's just so steep that you'd have no idea. So I've just found one cave off the side of the trail. It's pretty small, but see if we can just a small one out the other side. Ooh. So millions of years ago, the volcanoes over that direction, you can't quite see them at the moment, were sort of constantly erupting and spilling out ash all over the region, which slowly hardened to form a substance called tuff, which is basically what you can see here. This rock that's very soft, very easy to erode, which is how these canyons were all formed, through rivers and rains and winds and whatever. And then so that was happening over hundreds of thousands of years, and a few thousand years ago people discovered it, moved in, and had sort of basic buildings living in the caves that had already formed. And then a few thousand years later, when they realised sort of how easy it is to chop into this rock, they started digging in houses and shelters for their animals. And then sort of 2,000 years ago, when the Romans got here, they really sort of amped up the buildings and built churches and mosques and loads of stuff. So I'm going to go and explore a few more of those now. There are a few castles built into the rocks in this region that I'm going to have a search for, and even some entire underground cities, not sure if I'll see those today or if that's a future episode. Yeah, for now, heading over to the Kizil Canyon, the Red Canyon, which you can see over here, to see what's in there. But you can really, on this side of the valley, see the different layers in the rocks over the hundreds of thousands of years. It's sort of pink down the bottom, then it goes up to a sort of green, and then white, and then red, and then white again. So you can really see the different layers of ash and tuff that have formed. So let's go and have an explore. I've been following a stream for a while, and I've found quite a big amount of cave. So I'm gonna see if I can get in, see how high up they go. Just down this path there's an old cave church, so I don't know if maybe that is part of another church. It's quite slippery, but not too bad. Wow, whoa! I wasn't expecting all of this. It's quite small. Wow. Like I say, I really wasn't expecting that much out of this one. From the outside it's just a few holes, but all of them look like that. Yeah, how cool. I promise that wasn't staged. I didn't know it was going to be like this in here. Like I say, these are Roman churches from roughly 2,000 years ago. In such good condition. I mean, I doubt this is all original, but this stonework probably is. There are more entrances even higher up, but I couldn't see any way to get to them. There's one here that's half natural. The bottom half's from the river, top half's obviously carved. Oh. Wow, old bridge. This is so impressive, and I've seen nobody in the last couple of hours, which is crazy because I'm only 100 metres off of one of the main touristy trails. I mean, it's not peak season at the moment, but there's certainly a fair few people out. Probably because it's midday and it's too hot right now. There's a very tight one here that I'm going to try and squeeze through. Slowly getting bigger. Ooh. Good job I have a torch. So there's rumours that these tunnels or corridors were built to flee or hide from invading people. I don't know if that's the Romans or the Ottomans or the Mongols, whoever was attacking here. But it makes sense because apart from where there's a few little vents right here, or where the collapses are, there's no way you'd know that they're here. Ooh, that's deep down there. Now there's some like this where they basically dug in steps or a ladder to get up to them, but I don't fancy doing that right now. And then there's lots of these naturally formed little sort of crevasses almost that I imagine were probably the first times they would have realised how cool it was in here and then dug deeper. Yeah, how incredible. So this is as touristy as it gets, and there was one moped here when I got here, and I've seen two people on horses. It's just silent. I'm in Cappadocia now, which is one of the bigger touristy cities, but it's built within all the caves. Yeah, like I was saying, Cappadocia is sort of built into all of the caves, so all around here, all of these hotels and cafes, all the way up the other side, are built into original caves that I'm sure they've expanded. Yeah, the whole town is like this pretty much, apart from the sort of main touristy bit right down in the valley that's been built up. It's quite cool. I was going to try and stay in one, but they're quite expensive at the moment, so I'll stick to my tent and try and find a cave to sleep in for free instead. So my phone showed me this road. I've only got offline maps, and it showed one on the other side of this valley, but didn't say that it wasn't connected. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go all the way back down, all the way down here, or if I just try and commit to crossing this. It doesn't look, on foot, absolutely fine. With this, it's a bit more of a struggle. just backtracked a little bit and I found a bit of an easier way over, hopefully. Still pretty steep, not rideable. But yeah, hopefully I can get over here and then some farmers walking the land up here. I'm going to ask them if they've got some water because I've run out and there's no shop around here. I mean, they've got a tank like that, so hopefully I'll be okay. Let's see if I can find them. Merhaba. Do you have su? Water, yeah. Thank you. A little doggy.
Gel.
Teşekkür.
Nerelisin? Where from?
From England. Yeah. I was speaking to another guy earlier and it's kind of asking how the hotels and the farms are allowed to operate when this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And he said that the farms have to operate to keep the landscape as it was, which makes a lot of sense, and the hotels and all the other kind of businesses basically just bribe their way into being allowed to do stuff. But yeah, so this is the town that I started near this morning. It's on a full loop. I'm gonna drop down into one final, well, hopefully final canyon of the day, and then go get my stuff and try and find a hostel or something to have a shower, because I don't fancy going back into the tent like this. Yeah, what a day so far. So I'm in Pigeon Valley now, which has its name from all of these old dovecot, pigeon cots, I don't know what you'd call them, that they used to sort of use on a agricultural scale to use the poo as fertilizer, basically. Like I say, probably the most accessible, easiest valley between two of the main towns. Is where all of the sort of quad bike tours and stuff come through. So I'm just gonna have a quick run down here. Come across this old sort of rivery cave. I'm gonna see if I can get through. So much cooler down here. I'm going to go ahead without the bike. Do I need this? Oh, maybe I do need that, I don't know. Okay. Whoa. Wow. Definitely a good call not bringing the bike, definitely not getting out of here. Guess that is kind of the end. That's good. I've got to go all the way back out again. So again, I'm literally just off of the busiest, or I imagine one of the busiest parts of this part of Cappadocia, and there's nobody down here. There's coach loads of people at the top looking down, but there's nobody down here. This is massive. It's probably, I don't know, 10-15 meters high. Surprised there's no bats in here. See how low that is. Let's go. So I came out of that way and almost instantly came across this next one. So I'm gonna see if it's worth bringing the bike down, see if it leads out to anywhere. Oh yeah. Whoa, this is soft as anything. Oh, it does go out the other end, but it's definitely too low to my fat arse to get through. I've just come down this path, which has been a bit sketchy, with the promise of that up ahead, but this is just a cliff. There's a rope further down to get you down there, but there's no chance that's happening with the bike, so it's a long push all the way back up to there. This is the one downside of exploring here with the bike. It is a lot less convenient. Don't have my GoPro with me, but came to a cafe hotel that I went to the other day, and they were like, "Oh, come use the shower." The staff one, absolute win. That was an absolute lifesaver. This cafe would be perfect in the morning. The hot air balloon set off over there. So I might come, maybe not at 5 o'clock, but definitely come for a coffee in the morning. That's why there's not many clips of me cycling past. It's a fab.